Welcome to LI on the Rise. It's all about people who are chasing their dreams. Today, I'm with a rapper and producer. Please introduce yourself, bro.
What's going on, everybody? Santino Knox here from Long Island. Like you said, producer, artist, entertainer, stripper. No, I'm kidding. But,
People don't even know, man. This has been a long time coming, man, and it feels good. We're finally doing this, bro. Like, you were there before, like when I was setting things up, and like I didn't even have no show. So,
I was here from the jump.
from the
And
jump,
you were here from the jump when it comes to me making music and stuff. Producing.
absolutely.
This man produced the first couple records that like were out on SoundCloud and everything. So thank you, Christian.
Of
You
course,
know.
man. And that's how I'm gonna start this off. Like, let's get into like your story of getting into music and then starting to rap and then starting to produce.
So, all right. So wanting to get into music, I always kind of like talked about it back in high school and stuff. Always was like, oh, I want to rap. I would like freestyle with my homies, and like we were all skater kids. So like in the middle of like the skate session, somebody would always have a speaker. People would just be fucking around playing like YouTube beats or something. Everybody like smoking a little bit of weed, and chilling, and we would just freestyle. And I remember I had a couple people that were like, "Yo, like you're pretty good." And like, yo, I was just messing around. So like, I don't know, it just made me kind of like think about, oh, maybe I could do this, like, make a song or whatever. And then as time went by, like just music was a really big part of my life as well as a kid. And I always found myself doing things where I could always have like headphones in, like skating or just like things like by myself that music was just always around and it always gave me like a really good feeling. So it just made me want to be able to give other people a good feeling. So like I'd say probably around like 18 or whatever, I started like kind of getting into like trying to rap and like figuring out like a sound or whatever. And probably I'd say around like 20 or 21, uh I was like rapping, but I wasn't really rapping. You know what I'm saying? Like make songs, not put them out, like not really care enough to like take it seriously. And then when me and you kind of linked up, I was taking it a little more serious because like I was around more people that did music. And that always makes you want to, get inspired or kind of do like what your friends are doing almost. I loved it and stuff, but I just saw like I saw you like playing shows and stuff, and we were pretty young. So like I was like, yo, like, if they could do it, like I could do it. It's not far fetched. I wasn't looking at anybody who had like a million plays on SoundCloud or something like that, where it was like, all right, how do I do that? It was kind of just like, yo, we're chilling on a Friday night, like let's do it. We're doing it anyway. So yeah, I gravitated to like a lot of those people, and I got really discouraged because I had a YouTube beat out. This is like the story of my producing. This is where like the producer came into play. Uh, I had a song and it was like free for nonprofit use or whatever on YouTube, and I used it and then I promoted it. This was like one of my first times like promoting. I was like, new way of getting the music out there and like starting to do this. So I put like a good amount of money into it and I was promoting it on Instagram, and I saw a couple days later a kid put out another song. I didn't know him, he wasn't from Long Island or anything, and it was the same exact beat. So I was like, damn, like, all right, yes, I could have that song that's just better on that beat that, I'm the one who makes it and fuck all the other people that use that beat. But at the end of the day, somebody else is still using the same beat that I used. And I didn't really like that. And like I don't know what happened, but it just clicked with me that I was like, word, like I want to start making my own beats. And then I had a friend, shout out Nervous Tech. He's a painter on Instagram. Everybody go follow him because he's fire. But my homie Nerve gave me a computer and it had Ableton on it, but it was a MacBook. So it also had GarageBand. And I got rid of Ableton because it was confusing, like the layout of it. And I saw in the App Store they had Logic. So Logic is like the cousin of GarageBand, easy to use. It looked pretty simple. All the videos on YouTube teaching you how to do shit. It was pretty simple to follow along with them and learn from it. And dude, like within like 2 months of me starting to produce, immediately I put the notepad away and put the pen down and was like, I don't wanna be heard. with my lyrics, I want to be heard with my sounds. Like something about not having or not saying anything on a track, but still being able to move people and get people to nod their head and get people to be like, damn, like, yo, I feel this. Cause a lot of shit nowadays, like a lot of the time, no matter what the person's saying, if it's turnt or if it's some stuff that's gonna make you think, people are always like, yo, this beat is sick. This beat is hard. Yo, wait for the drop. Yo, this bass knocks, or whatever the case might be. Like a lot of it is the beat. So and even rappers say that shit too all the time. It's like you're not gonna get hyped over some like whack shit or some random whatever that is not turned. Like people want fire beats, and I started to get a much different reaction when I was showing my beats, and I was a lot more comfortable showing my beats than I was my lyrics. If you asked me to rap for you, I'd be like, and I wouldn't want to like show you my song, or I'd have to pick the right song. Right now, you tell me to play a beat, I'll play my whole hard drive. Like I don't care, I'll just go through them. I'm much more confident when it came to that, and like I said, the reaction that I got from it, it was fire. It was like right out the gate, people were like, "Yo, like this is dope." Like I feel like people saw like where I was going with it from the jump. Now that's like a little bit later. That's probably when I was like 20, like 4, 25, and like so it was like early like 2018, and like that's when I linked up with all the guys, like the Rockwood guys, because I had hit Slack up through a DM, and I just figured that like his sound of music and the way that he rapped, because I knew him prior to when I linked back up with him in 2018. So I kind of knew how he like sounded already over rap beats, and my style like kind of fit that. So when I met all of them, they were already making music for a long time, and I was fresh out the gate, like producer wise. I was fresh out the gate with everything. Like I could barely formulate a song. There was no hooks ever. Like I would just rap. Like it was not good. You know what I'm saying? But like to me, I was like, oh, I could rap, so whatever. But it was like there's a lot more going into it than just rhyming words. And when I met all of them, bro, they gave me the confidence to like take it to the next level because all of them opened like their doors to me and they were all like, yo, this is fire. I started having people like actually being able to make songs over my beats, which definitely helped at an earlier stage because I was able to then be able to form like real songs with my beats. Throw the hooks in, like know where everything is supposed to go, where's the verse, make a bridge, like actually create a real beat or a real song. They say like there's a difference between like beat makers and producers. I wanted to be a beat maker at first and just make shit that was hard. And then I started, having people rap over it and started recording and everything. And I was like, word, I want to be a producer. I want to be an engineer. I want to formulate something from nothing. And like from there, bro, just was so honed in on the producing that I never let up.
You came a long way, man, and you learned a lot. Like you ever look back and you're like, damn, man, like
Dude, I pulled up my old hard drive the other day, like the first one I ever got. I was like, damn, like this is what I was making. Like compared to like now, I'm like, holy shit, like
mhm.
it's very short. I know people producing a lot longer than me that, I'm like, word, I'm gonna be there soon. Like.
You have been producing for a while and like you got a lot of experience doing it. Do you have advice for other producers? Maybe there's a kid who like just got his equipment.
When I first started, dude, I every single day, bro, I had so much fun with it. Like I really did. Like I wanted this to be my career. I wanted this to be, something that brought me money and everything. But yo, like the joy of just making music with like people I cared about definitely trumped like everything. I had so much fun, like right out the gate, like pretty much when I first started producing, like the whole rapping part of my earlier days and stuff, like I had a lot of fun, but like I said, didn't meet my like crew of people, the Rockwood family, until like about 2018, like middle of 2018. So like when I've met them, they brought so much fun to it. It was just me and the guys every day. There were like two or three different producers, me, Alfonso of Poster Child, shout out Poster Child, and like Slack. I think that was really it. It was like me, Slack, and Fonzo, and like, yo, like, so between three people who made beats and then like five or six other kids who were rapping, it was just, and there were three rooms between us here in the building. Like, there was so much fun going on. Nobody thought of it like it was like, oh, yo, we got to drop this on this day and this and the other thing. And I think that everybody always having a good time. It really created like a safe place for people to like explore their creativity because that's what I think a really big part of like being a new artist is exploring a lot. I think when new artists kind of just are in one lane because they think it works, you're missing out on so many other opportunities. And you're missing out on something that like you might think works differently for somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like it might work for you different than it works for somebody else, what I was trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and like yeah, just don't take it too seriously like in the beginning, you know? However you learn is how you learn. I'm not a big I didn't go to school for shit. I learned off of YouTube and big thing was learning off of other people. I think being around people that make music is huge. When I was locked in my room and didn't have any other friends that were really producing, like, it was only like me in there. But dude, when I was in those 3 rooms with those kids, like it was boom, boom, boom. Try this idea, try that idea. I just made this on the guitar. Like, let me send it to you. You do the drums over this. Now I got a verse for that. And you're just like, damn, like it's almost like sensory overload. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just got so much going on where you're like, this is fucking like, how can I not create? You know? So I don't know. Yeah. Be around good people that make music and don't take it too serious.
I really like that advice, man, because like usually a producer will take it from like a technical approach and you're like, yo, like be around good people, get your mind right, like it will start flowing.
Like it's the same thing with anything, bro. Like you hang around rich people, like you're gonna figure out how to get rich. And like my mom always said, bro, like if you hang around with trash, you start to smell. So it's like, bro, like it's all about like the people you surround yourself with. It really is. And then you too, don't be a negative Nancy. You just gotta fucking roll with the punches, man. Have fun, dude. A lot of it is having fun, man.
On your Instagram, there's a video of you up on stage at a show. The whole crowd is screaming "Long live Slack" over and over again, bro. And that's like a chills down your spine moment. You know what I mean? Like all the people that were affected by that like unfortunate passings. Like
Yeah.
how do you feel watching that video?
Um, I mean, watching it is like when I see it, I don't even really like remember that moment on stage. I kind of like I don't black out. All right, little story just before we get into this is Louis Navas, Malai Resting, Emmy. We met them a long time ago. Shout out all them, by the way. Malai Resting, follow them on Instagram. Emmy Marks, follow her on Instagram. Louis, follow him on Instagram. I think it's Louis Navas. I think it's his handle as well. He's got a couple Instagrams, so I apologize. Me and Slack met him at Shaker's Pub. I don't even know, probably like a year or two ago when me and Slack, I told Slack, I was like, bro, like you got to start doing shows. So I forgot how he linked up with Louis. I think it was honestly through the Big Climax. Shout out him too. I think that's how he met Louis, but they were like in talks of us putting together like a Rockwood show. So at the first Rockwood show that we did, it just everything was really perfect. All the Rockwood guys came, and the only people that unfortunately couldn't make it was Poster Child because they're out in LA. So this one, the one that you're talking about with the video, dude, every time I touch Shaker stage, it just reminds me so much of Slack because like that was the first couple of performances that he ever did were on that stage. And I remember those shows like they weren't really anything like crazy. Nobody really came like for him. And like it was just me like in the crowd basically like that came for him specifically. So like I just kind of get put back in like those days and I always feel like it should have been him that was experiencing, people chanting his songs and like like some of my songs aren't even out and I got people they know the words, they're getting hyped to it. Like it's an amazing feeling, don't get me wrong, but I still always kind of get this feeling like it just should have been him. I always saw him as a superstar. I always saw him on the billboard. I always saw him, so like when people are putting me in there in that position, it feels a little weird. And like I just kind of don't see anybody else in the crowd. It's like just me on stage. Like, bro, that night it was like I blacked out basically. You know what I'm saying? Like I just don't it brings me just back to like literally like it's like I see only him in the crowd, you know? And that happens literally almost every time I play Shakers, whether it's a great show or a bad show. It's kind of just like a moment with Slack type of thing, you know? Like I'm spitting and he's watching me spit up on stage and doing the things that we, used to talk about. But we always used to talk about it like it was gonna be him on stage, you know? So Shakers is like a really big like it's kind of like an emotional spot for me whenever I go there. It puts me in like a weird place just because everything honestly makes me think of Slack, but that place specifically, I feel like in the future, if he was still alive, like in the future when we would do interviews and shit, we would just have such like great stories, kind of like what I'm saying now about Shakers and how that's like where it all started. Like I always picture these types of moments, I always picture even like an interview like this, like I always picture him, here.
So like that's, obviously that's like a drastic change in someone's life, like, the passing of someone and all people deal with it. And like how do you personally cope with it? Because like you guys were kind of doing this shit together in a sense and things change. How do you go throughout the day to day?
Um, so honestly, man, how I deal with it, uh, at first, it wasn't positive how I dealt with it. At first, I was super in denial, like yo, there were mad different times where like I'd be in here, alone at whatever hour, and dude, like I'd be making a beat or something like that. I would always just turn around, and I would always hear the door open. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I would hear like keys jingling and shit like that, like creepy shit. Yo, when you're here at like 3 a.m., nobody's fucking here, and it's like I'm just bumping and shit. Like I don't know what's going on outside, so it's like I always, because that's how it would be. It would be 3, 4 in the morning or something. I'd still be here smoking a joint. I'd hear the keys jingling. It'd be him. It'd be my dude or whatever. Or like, I'd hear the door. My door is very like it all makes noises in here, so like I would hear those noises after he passed, and like yo, for a while, like I said, like I was in denial about it, and then I wrote Bad Guy because like I was going through kind of some other shit. If you know, you know that that song is about something that most people probably don't think that it's about. And while I was going through everything, dude, just something clicked in me. Like I said before, like I just wanted to put like the pen and pad down when I found making beats. Something just made me want to pick the pen and pad back up and start writing music again. And I think it was him, honestly. Um, all those songs that I've been making and stuff, they just kind of all came very like fluently. The moment I started writing one word, like the rest of the song just like wrote itself. Or the moment that I heard the sample or finished the beat or something like that, like it was just go time. I just like wrote it and recorded it. So I started putting like the pain back into the music. It's been working, you know?
And I appreciate you sharing that story. And it's funny you mentioned Bad Guy because I was actually going to ask you about that song because the first line, as my whole world crashes down, I turn right to the drugs around me. That's deep.
Yeah, it's true too. Not to get too personal or deep into it, but I had a little bit of a issue there for a while, and it was a lot easier to turn to substances than it was to just deal with the problem. It just caused more of a problem.
I want to get into like more of a fun song that you have, Lolo.
Yeah.
What is that song about?
Yo, that was one where it's still like meaningful, but it just had a little like more bounce to it. Um, and I don't know, like I saw a concert as I was writing that one, where it's like I was able to be like singing my part and have other people sing the parts after me, like low, low, and then people like singing it in the crowd and then photo and like I got your girl, like yo, it brings like a concert type of energy to it, you know? Um, and then yeah, from the hook, just like I said, the verse kind of just wrote itself. Like when I got to that, and I like to keep my songs kind of like hook, verse, hook again, and then boom, you're done. I know a lot of people will disagree with me, and this is just my take on it, but I just like shorter songs. I do think I am one of those people that thinks that if you have a nice catchy hook, you got a little like dope verse. Like I try to make my verses like, at least some of them have like some more bars in them. Some of them are a little bit more like personal or thought provoking or storytelling or whatever. And I think that within that 16, it's good enough for another catchy hook at the end because it makes you want to kind of go back to it. Like if all those parts are good and the song is kind of like short, I feel like the listener is gonna be like, "Yo, that was fucking fire! Like, play that shit again." Because the only reason why I think that is because that's kind of how I think. The way that I approach music is the way that I approach music when I'm a listener. So like when I'm putting out music, like I just think about like how it is when I want to like listen to an artist or a new song. That's why I'm not a big fan of albums either, bro. Like uh me personally, if I go to your album and even if it's got 10 songs on it and I listen to like the first like two or three and they don't catch me, I'm not giving the rest of them a shot, you know? But I have much more of a high chance of hitting your interest when it's one song. And maybe the video is the thing that caught your attention, or maybe it's just the hook, but it's just one song to listen to. So you're gonna listen to that hook, you know? I don't know. Like, I know a lot of people probably disagree with that. I get a lot of shit from like artists and shit when they ask me that too. But I'm like, hey, that's just what I think. So that's why I'm dropping singles. And Lolo, I just thought was more of. I had a lot of like those like not like painful songs, but like you know what I'm saying. Like like I'm speaking about a rough time in my life. And Lolo, I don't know. I just thought it was a little more like bouncy and upbringing. Even though the verse is kind of like a little depressing, but fuck it, it goes hard. It shows. So like. And mad people like in the crowd, like everybody has fun, like when that song comes on. So
Yeah, dude. I really like when you're like, I ain't stopping till I put my mama in a new town.
yo, my mom came to the first Rockwood show and I played that. And like, yo, it's like in the crowd with my mom and shit. Like, it was cool, yo. Like,
Make some noise for my mom.
yeah, I was like, yo, come on, get it done. Like, yo, it was cool, yo. My stepdad came too, bro. My stepdad was wearing like a button-up shirt with like khakis and like he's in the crowd with all these people, all these kids like smoking weed and shit. Like it was a fun ass time, dude. Like it really was.
That's sick, man. That is fucking. You got some dope memories, man.
I do, bro. And I always talk to these great ass people, fucking. So I'm just cutting it right into the middle of this, but shout out Salem Shorty. Shout out Poster Child. Shout out, I saw King Kona in his dope ass interview. Shout out Dan Cooney. Shout out Hoovy. Shout out Malai Wrestling. Shout out Gundo. Shout out Ace. Shout out fucking everybody. Shout out fucking everybody, man. Everybody in Rockwood, all the music homies, all the ones who aren't making music, but we still got love for you. Like, bro, I wouldn't have all these great ass memories. Yo, shout out fucking Slack. Shout out Slack till I die. Straight up. Like these people are the reason why I have all these great memories. This has been the best time of my life.
Wow, bro.
Yeah.
I knew this was gonna get real today. I just didn't know how real we were gonna go.
Oh, we still got more, dude. I'm only halfway through this joint, bro.
So when we're chilling, this is something that we talk about a lot. But artists being
All
on
right.
social media, right? People are
Okay.
obsessed with likes, followers. We have good artists that blow up. We have bad artists that blow up. And to me, nowadays, I feel like the music game is like kind of more of a social media game.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on artists being on social media?
I mean, you have to, dude. Like, my take probably better than anybody. Dude, I hate being annoying. you know like how many times have like we said that where it's just like yo like artists you have to be up in everybody's shit all the time. You got to be like, here's my video again, here's my video for the third time, here's the same video for a fourth time, here's the same video for a 19th time, here it is again one more time, like, and it's just like I'm so bad at it. I think I make good music, and I think that like I would be a lot further if I was really good, like at the social media and the marketing part. If music was just a talent game, I think I'd be a lot more comfortable like where I was right now. I think I can make a good song. I think like I record well and everything. Like I have a nice studio. Like, dude, I am just horrible at the internet part. I'm horrible at shoving my music into your face because I don't know. I have some type of ego about it or something, but I think that is super important. When I see it though, unless it's like when I see new artists though, like it makes me kind of cringe, you know? I'm like, yo, I don't want to check out your song. Like when I see the post on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, I'm always kind of just like I pass over it.
But
So
but for me, if it's dope, I will make the extra effort and go to the wherever it's posted and check it out.
I will too, but I haven't found that many like I guess like amateur rappers or whatever that I just see like randomly. I might see like people a little bit bigger than like just your random like Joe Schmo rapper that just put his 25 bucks into the Instagram post. Like if you're a little bit more popping or whatever and like your music's good, it's still kind of like a 50-50 shot for me to like click on that profile for some reason. I don't know if I'm just a hating ass person that, I'm just like whatever. But yeah, so I think that that kind of hinders my relationship with like how I see putting my own stuff out there because I immediately just jump to like how I am. Like, oh, people are gonna be like annoyed by this. So it's like, dude, I really gotta get on that. I really gotta get and step my fucking game up with that because that's gonna be the end of my career before it even starts. You know, um, I see people and sometimes like they do simple stuff. Like Salem has mentioned to me multiple times that I could just do simple things. I can only post, a couple things a day, and I don't have to go like overboard with it. But a lot of times, just laziness, or I forget or something like that. And yeah, man, I'm really horrible with it. Um, and yeah, but I do definitely I think it's so much more important than actually having good music.
It absolutely is, man. It's like a large group of people need to know who you are. So it's
Yeah.
like if they don't, then there's no momentum. You know what I mean? So it's like that's why I feel like now it's more of a social media game than a music. Like it's both. It's
Yeah, you
talent and
have to have,
visibility.
definitely have to have good music and have like the image and stuff like that.
Yeah. I just
Yeah,
feel bad because a lot of people just want to be locked in the fucking studio or be on the stage, and it's like you really got to be on the phone.
yeah. And I'm bad with that. It's crazy because I'm bad with like posting and I'm bad with uh like marketing and videos and all that. But I do spend like a lot of time on the phone. And so it's like I'm spending a lot of time looking, but I'm not spending a lot of time like being and doing. So that's just a battle that I have to overcome, and that's something I got to change like drastically. You know,
Mhm. Yeah, man. It just, I feel for all the artists, man, because sometimes you just don't want to fucking do it, or you don't want to have that be a part of what you have to do.
it's like music is a 9 to 5 job, and networking is also a 9 to 5 job, and like social media is a 9 to 5 job, and also I have a 9 to 5 job, so it's like, damn, dude, like how many 9 to 5 jobs like can I do in a 24-hour period? Like, do I have to do a 9 to 5 job at my 9 to 5 job to succeed at my 9 to 5 job? Like that's fucking crazy. Like
Hmm.
that's a lot of hours or a lot of like hours you got to put in,
Absolutely.
same time. So people think it's like, oh, I just make a song.
No.
It's like, bro, not even close, man. And that's why, like, I've seen, excuse me, in the past, like a lot of people, I guess, like kind of one hit wonders or whatever, but they take one song and they focus so much time and energy on that one song, and then that one blows up, and it really does because they did those 9 to 5s, they did all fucking 10 of them, and they got that thing to blow up. Now if like me, I'm the type to have a lot of music and have a lot of beats and have a lot of people I want to work with. Now I have to split all of those and equally do the 9 to 5 thing and the networking and all that to all of them. So it's like, that's why I think it's good to have a lot of music and then do that one by one by one by one, you know?
Yeah,
'Cause,
I absolutely agree.
yeah,
Because where do you put your time? you know? So it's like, let me make a couple dope tracks and then let me do everything else to make them go.
Exactly.
Is it true that in your old studio you had a shoelace on the ceiling and you had a blunt attached to it and you just kind of pass it around?
Damn, bro. Yeah, you're like the Nardwar of this shit. Yeah, like that's mad funny. Yeah, bro. So the way our couch was set up, it was on the other side of the room from the computer. So Slack every time would have to get up and walk over to me, or I'd have to walk over to him and like pass the blunt. So one day the ceiling is like it's much lower than it is in here. It's probably like just like a normal like bedroom, right? Like here I got a little higher ceiling. It's probably like I don't know, maybe like 8 to 10 feet in here. And the middle of the room had like a light on it, and we took the light. It had like a regular like dome. So when you took the dome off, it just had like the stem that you would screw the piece on to hold the glass. And we tied like 2 or 3 shoelaces to it, and then the back of a Black and Mild. We took out like the actual tobacco of the Black and Mild. We kept like the wood tip of it, right? So we just made our joints with filters in them. We made them basically to the size of the Black and Mild tip. Stuck it in the tip. The tip was tied to the shoelace. Shoelace was tied to the lamp. From one end of the room, you had enough like leverage where you could literally just swing it. And dude, I'm telling you, like I'd be sitting there like making a beat, and it would literally like pop up like right in front of my face, and I would just grab it, hit it real quick, just send it back to him. He'd hit it real quick,
Bro, it's like, why don't you just get up and just like fuck
cause
getting up?
nah, yeah, you get lazy and shit after smoking like 5 backwoods.
All right. What was your experience like working at the sex shop?
Oh my God, you know about that, dude. The sex shop. Uh, bro, it was it was kind of cool. Not gonna front. Uh, I worked. I can't believe you know about that. Yo, yeah, no, honestly, it was fun, dude. It was cool. It was cool. I met a couple of strippers. I met a couple of people that were. It's a little strange, dude. Just like some old guys that like still watch like just like weird porn, like feet shit, and like I don't know, like you. It's funny because like so I worked at the one that's in our town, so it's like I've like seen some of these people. There was one kid, he bought a pretty fucking big ass dildo, dude. He bought like a it had to at least be like over 2 feet long. I was like, damn, like that's just how, you know. But hey, whatever.
What was commonly bought?
Yo, a lot of guys came in looking for like just toys for like their girls. That was like a lot of that and like lingerie and stuff. Like I said, yo, we had a lot of strippers. There was like 5 or 6 strippers that would come in, and they would just get like lingerie and shit like that.
What happened? Like they had a now hiring sign and you went in?
100%. They had a now hiring sign, dude. Was driving by, was like, I needed a job. Fuck it, dude. That's some. You know what's funny, dude? Is in my head, I thought like, yo, it's gonna be a story one day, and like here I am telling the story.
No.
So, fuck it. It was one of those things where it was like, yo, let's just see what could happen. And dude, when I went in there and I had the interview right away, I was just like, yo, you guys hiring? And the dude was like, yeah, come in the back. And I was like, wait a minute, like, what do you mean come in the back? And like, cause like, yo, like, I don't know. I just like, I had thoughts about like a sex shop. Like, I thought you could go there and like get laid and shit. Like, I thought they were all sketchy. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, what do you mean come in the back? Like, I ain't doing nothing weird, bro. And then like, well, we went back into the office. He was just like, all right, yo, like we could do the interview right now. And I was like, all right, cool. So he was just like, yo, normal interview, normal, just regular employment interview. And He was like, "Yeah, bro, come in on Monday." It was like on a Friday or some shit. It was like, "Come in on Monday." First day, lady came in and she was like, she was the older lady. I think she was drunk because she straight up just like, "I need a dildo," and I was like, "All right, like I gotta sell you a dildo." Like, all right, fuck it, like. This one vibrates, like this one's blue. I don't fucking know, dude. Like this is my first time, dude. Like, but fuck it. Like it was definitely an experience. It was fun. It was cool. And the people that worked there too were mad cool.
Did you say hi to Dan Cooney on the bus in elementary school?
Yo, yo, you really like you are the Nardwar of like Long Island, bro. Yo, that's so fucking crazy. That's crazy, dude. Yeah. So, dude, when I met Dan Cooney, shout out fucking Dan Cooney, bro. I fucking love Dan Cooney, yo. Favorite person on earth, yo. Dan Cooney, you're the man. I love you, dog. Um, dude, I went to OLPH, which is a Catholic school, right? And there were these two little brothers, and bro, they loved hockey and shit. And they loved like sports. They were cool, yo. They were just like so. I don't know. They're probably I don't know how old he is, but he's a couple years younger than me. So and yeah, yo, we would like talk and like yo, it was just like it was acquaintance type of thing. Like yo, I just saw them around the neighborhood, and it was always just like, "What's up, little dude? Like, how you doing?" and shit. And when Salem introduced me to this kid, bro, his face, just the moment I saw his face, it's like, bro, where do I know this kid from? And it took me mad long, bro. Like we had chilled a bunch of times. We had fucking like we had performed shows together. Like we had already done things in the same like room and shit. And I'm like, where the fuck do I know this kid from? Finally cut to like a couple months ago, dude. I don't know what I'm doing, but it just all clicked. I was like, dude, I back in like I went to that Catholic school when I was in sixth grade, bro. Back in sixth fucking grade. I like, said hi to this kid a couple times, saw him around the neighborhood, like, just like while he was out and about, like they were of age of to just roam the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? With, I was doing the same thing with my homies. And he lives 2 blocks away from where my mom lives. So Salem had told me, he was like, yeah, bro, he lives around the block on Venetian. I'm like, bro, I was on the same fucking bus as this kid when we were like mad young. Then I had him in the studio a couple weeks ago. And I was like, "You fucking remember that, right?" And he's like, "Dog." Like I unlocked the memory in his brain, which then confirmed it. And I was like, "Damn, dude! Like I knew you from somewhere." And it's just crazy that like, yo, he's just doing music now. And, like, yo, he's linked up with Salem Shorty, and like, it's just like, damn, dude. Like small ass world,
Yeah, bro. So small island.
for real.
Yeah.
Yo, that it fucking is
Yeah,
small.
dude. Everybody knows somebody that leads back to you, man. It's fucking crazy out here.
Really is.
So anything new coming up or anything you want people to know, shows, new music? What's going on this year?
Yeah, hold that thought. All right, so this month I have a song called Speeding dropping. Um, Next month I have a song called Time dropping. I'm gonna try and drop a song every month and try and get like a nice rhythm going, you know what I'm saying? And then I have April 14th, I think. Don't hold me to it. I'm so fucking bad with dates, which it's only a couple weeks ago. It's only a couple of weeks from now, but I have a show in April. I forgot the date, like an idiot, but I think it's April 14th. Um, it's at Nostalgia in Bethpage, and yeah, I'm trying to think. Nothing else really. I have a couple songs that I want to put out, but I gotta wait for like verses. I gotta wait for some stuff. I recorded a song the other night. It's actually a little snippet of it is on my Instagram. Um, and yeah, no, man, yo, right now, I'm kind of just taking it like I'm in my creative mode. After I drop Speeding in Time, hopefully within these 2 months, I can, continue to make like another couple songs. Then I'll have just songs to continuously drop in month by month, and just kind of like, you know, keep it going steady, keep it consistent, you know.
Mhm.
I honestly kind of want to take like a little break with the shows, want to just work on creating.
Before we wrap this up, we're gonna play a quick game.
Do it up.
So
I love it.
here's how the game works. So you're gonna take down a poster behind me, and then you're gonna put up a new artist.
Ooh,
So who we
okay.
taking down first?
Damn, bro, you got some good ones up there. Can I see who's right behind your head?
That poster is like a bunch of rappers. That doesn't count, but
Oh, okay, okay,
yeah,
cool.
I'm talking about the people on the side.
I'm taking down. I'm probably take down Drake.
Damn, bro, I thought you fucking with Drake nowadays.
I do fuck with Drake. Dude, Amy Winehouse is a legend. Who do you got? Who is that up in the top left? Oh, is that from Linkin Park?
Yeah, that's the singer of Linkin Park.
Chester, right? What's his name? Chester?
Yeah, you're right.
Chester what? Something, right?
Bennington.
Okay. See, all right. See, this is why Drake. First of all, Amy Winehouse, legend. Like,
Yeah.
you're not taking that down. The one behind your head is, you said you're not taking that one down. Which honestly, I see kind of like a bunch of legends anyway, and like a bunch of people. Yeah, Biggie, dude, Biggie right in the middle. Yeah, he just owns that place. That's staying forever. If you got Chester, like I grew up, I would like, so before rap and all that, I grew up on like Linkin Park and Sum 41, Blink 182, like those were Simple Plan, like
Fuck
Good
yeah.
Charlotte, fucking like those were the shit that I listened to. And Linkin Park, dude, that Linkin Park and Jay-Z album, the collab, dude, this shit goes crazy. Like Linkin Park
Yeah.
is smart. Fort Minor with Mike Shinoda's, like all of them. Love it. He stays. Now, Kanye, not the biggest fan of him like nowadays and stuff like that. And in all honesty, I'm not really like a big fan of like the music, but I do like his old music. You know what I'm saying? So he can stay up there because he just like, I feel like feel like he deserves it. Dude, Kurt, like Kurt Cobain, I'm gonna take down Kurt Cobain. Like, really? Lil Peep, I like Lil Peep. Lil Peep, I'm pretty new to too. Like, yo, in all honesty, like I didn't really start listening to him until maybe like a year or two ago, bro. Like, I really like his music though. I like Drake's music, but like Drake's always just kind of been Drake, you know? Like, yeah, he's good. Like, but that's a wall full of like people that like I think really, really, really changed a lot of stuff for people personally, musically. Like, I don't ever really hear somebody being like, dude, Drake saved me. I hear all the time people were like distraught when they found out like Chester, what did he killed himself, right? Or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, distraught, bro. Amy Winehouse, dude, like that moved people. And I'm not just saying that because these people are dead. Like, they move people like beyond that. Dude, fuck Kanye's still alive. Like, all right, granted, he's kind of like crazy now and shit like that. Like, I don't know. I think everybody up there just is like substantial to like the music world. And I think Drake is just, I don't know, Drake.
But is he all right, he's one of the top rappers out. Is that not substantial to the music world?
All right, do you want me to change my answer or
No, no,
keep
no, no. And
it?
just so you know, I play this game with
Yeah, no, I
everyone.
know.
No matter what they say, I'll always challenge it. Just for fun. I
I,
don't
I can respect that. No, 100%. I don't know, man. Maybe, I'm just biased.
No, it's fine. You want to take Drake then you can take him down, it's all good.
I'm taking him down then.
And who are we putting up in his place?
Snoop Dogg.
Yo.
Yeah, put a Snoop Dogg picture up.
You know what's crazy? He's still relevant all these years later.
Snoop Dogg will always be relevant. I don't ever see him not being relevant.
What rapper had their own fucking cooking show?
I was just about to say that. Like, bro, man had his own cooking show. Like, he's got like a news casting show where it's like just smokes weed with like famous people. Yo, he's just out here smoking weed with everybody. I want to smoke weed with Unc. You know what I'm saying? Uncle Snoop, bro. Like,
Dude, that's a lit answer, bro.
right? Snoop Dogg.
Fuck yeah. Dude, I fucking appreciate you making time for this, and it's been a long time coming.
Yes.
And let everyone know where they could follow you and listen to all the music.
So everything is out on streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Instagram, Snapchat, Santino Knox, representing Long Island. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Santino Knox as well. And yeah, that's it.
Cool, man. I appreciate you doing this, man, for real.
I appreciate you, man. Yo, for real. You've been there since day one, so I'm glad I could share my story with you guys.